Welcome back. The House Judiciary Committee says it is, quote, seriously weighing subpoenas for the Manhattan DA, Alvin Bragg, and 2 former prosecutors to testify in front of Congress. Bragg charging former President Trump with 34 felony counts Tuesday. Joining me now is New Jersey Congressman Jeff VanDrew. He's a member of the House Judiciary and Transportation and Infrastructure Committees. Congressman, why all the seriously weighing it? Why not just do it?
I'm with you. I think it's go time. I mean, in general, I think Republicans have to play harder, and they've got to be as intense as the Democrats are, because this has just got to come to an end, and the truth has to be revealed. I mean, this, to be honest with you, Bragg is a second-rate prosecutor, basically a political operative that ran for office saying that he was going to go after President Trump. Not that he was going to help with the crime wave in New York City, not that he was going to clean New York up, but this was going to be his focus. And I think there's something there, because I think they probably weren't careful enough, and I think there could be some interesting conversations, emails, discussions, documents that we need to look at, and that is absolutely under the purview of the Judiciary Committee, which can look about just at about anything that's legal, and we should dig right into it and expose it for what it is. This is one big fat nothing burger.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't understand why you and your colleagues are weighing it. You say we're seriously weighing this. In the meantime, as you all discuss weighing this, President Trump was fingerprinted and got a mugshot and now has an arrest on his record.
Let me tell you, my vote's for going right ahead and doing it. I mean, obviously,
when will we know? When will the weighing period end? When will we know if you're going to subpoena?
I think relatively soon. I would think within a week to 10 days, we're certainly going to be there. Now you have the Easter holiday, so you're not going to know within the next few days. But without a doubt, this is something we should do. And I want to emphasize again, Maria, it is important. I spoke to a group last night. We have to play as hard and work as hard as they do. And they really, obviously, when you have a local prosecutor, think how perverse this is, in a local town, which is still all New York is, go after a president of the United States over something that really doesn't exist. It's time to get serious.
Here's Kaylee.
Congressman, what do you say to concerns that Congress lacks the authority to hold a locally elected official accountable? Obviously, what Bragg is doing is unprecedented and surely an abuse of his power, but does Congress have the authority to step in this matter?
Congress does have the authority. The Judiciary Committee has the authority over any sort of legal situation like this. Oversight has the authority over everything. So oversight is also going to be part of this as well. So there's no question, I believe, and others believe, that we do have the authority. Part of that waiting period and that time and that discussion that Maria asked about is the fact to make sure that we're on solid ground. I believe that we are. We're obviously going to consult with the chairman and with others and with our legal counsel. We want to make sure that we do this right. But then once we're sure, go after him hard and really expose this for what it is. I feel so bad for attorneys, good attorneys right now. The rule of law is being broken, and it is so diminishing to that profession, what's happening here. And you know what? I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of
I think most people
number
are.
one. I went through all this stuff. Impeachment number 2, the Russian collusion, the conversation with Ukraine. Even the Georgia thing is a nothing burger. Elected officials and politicians all the time will say, can you find me some votes? It's part of the lingo. It's part of what is said. There was nothing there. There is nothing there. But they just want to destroy him, and they don't have real answers for what we need to do in the future.
Here's Cheryl.
Congressman VanDrew, Cheryl Casoni, one of the great things about having the Republicans in charge of the House now is that you do control the purse strings. And with H.R. 1 essentially DOA, because President Biden has said that he will veto it if it comes to his desk, what about the southern border? What about getting the economy back on track? What about controlling spending? We're also dealing with, look, we've got a budget deadline here that we've got to deal with. There's been nothing coming from the White House, no communication to Kevin McCarthy about that. What about the financial business at hand for Republicans right now?
Oh, there's no doubt we have the power of the purse strings and that he's going to have to work with us. If he doesn't, I know what he's relying on. He's a politician, and especially the people around him. I don't know. Actually, it's hard to figure out what he's relying on because he's pretty vacuous. But the bottom line is we have to, again, not to be repetitive, play hard. And we've got to let him know that unless some of these things are done, we're going nowhere. So I think you're going to see a Republican majority that is going to say, we want to see some real action on all the issues you brought up, especially the southern border. I mean, I'd ask us all, everybody who's listening, and all of you, to think how perverse and bizarre what the Democrats are doing. Again, speaking in a group last night, I said, you just know there's something not right. This is more than just we disagree over politics. This is something's really wrong with our country, and something's really wrong with the Democratic Party.
It's very disturbing, Congressman. It really is. And I mean, you were a Democrat. You switched to go to the GOP a few years ago. A new NOAA report is now claiming that New Jersey's first offshore wind farm might, quote, adversely affect whales and other marine mammals, but won't kill or seriously harm them. Congressman, you've been leading this charge against offshore wind development, and now we see all of these whales dead on the beaches. I mean, you're talking about a group that claims that they are all about, the environment, and yet 31 whales have washed up on the East Coast, and a lot of people are blaming the wind farms. Is it really the wind farms' fault?
Yes, there are a lot of problems related to this, and I'm going to try to condense this down quickly. And by the way, environmental agencies that really find people and do whatever they can to them if they build a step too far towards the water on a deck off the back of their house, somehow this isn't a big deal. It's a real big deal. We're hurting the whales, we're hurting the dolphins, we're hurting other undersea life, we're destroying the fishing profession and hurting them a great deal as well. It's going to cost us more for energy than ever before, and the ratepayer advocate said so. It's going to hurt tourism. Even the companies, these foreign companies that are going to control our energy, think about that. We're not even going to, how weak is that? We're not going to control our own energy anymore. Even they say it's going to be at least $1 billion just on part of the shore that we're going to lose in business because of these things. They're very loud. They create a sound vortex. It's going to hurt the birds. It is environmentally, economically, and in every way we can possibly imagine a disaster. There is nothing good in this, and there are so many better things that we could do.
Yeah.
We should be #1 in energy, and for God's sake, control our own energy.
Yeah. Well, the NOAA report said that the noise of the wind farm are so loud that it affects the whales. Then they go off course, and then they could crash into a boat. They could, crash into, wherever. But that's part of it. What you just said, the sound. So we'll keep watching. This is a disturbing story for sure. Congressman, thank you.
Thank you very much. Happy Easter, everybody.
And to you, happy Easter. Jeff VanDrew in New Jersey.